Oh, Dark Souls 2, finally. I've been teasing this one for quite a while, running bow and crossbow only. All I did so far was just go ahead and get my character set up, because this game is unique that you don't actually create your character till about 2 minutes into the run. All I've done so far, like I said, is just start that, and I picked the only class that starts with a bow. The Explorer class starts with a set of crossbow bolts, but doesn't actually start with a crossbow. So, go figure that one out, right? Anyway, a lot of the early part of this run is going to be me mostly running for my life, trying not to shoot my very limited amount of arrows. And actually, what I'm going to do is prop this screen up a little higher, because playing Dark Souls 2 is really a whole ass thing. There we go. Now I can actually see the damn other screen that I've got this on. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm not going to be firing too much right now. We've basically got to just get ourselves set up to a point where I can start buying arrows. And that's going to take a little bit of time. I'll repeat it again as we go, probably several times over the night here. But if it comes to like floor obstacles or something I need to break to advance, I'm just gonna punch it. Sometimes arrows don't work on like breakable terrain anyways, so that's gonna be about the end of thanks. That's about the end of the real special sort of rolling I'm gonna do for this. How's it going? But yeah, crap I've got to break or anything, you know, I'll punch it down. I'm not wasting arrows on that. I consider it part of the challenge. Wow, Crow Trade gave me a Titanite slab right off the bat? Damn. I'm not an explorer, I don't have prism stones. So that's fortuitous. Can max upgrade one of the weapons, which honestly, the way this run's gonna go, it'll probably end up being crossbows, but I wanted to make sure bow was a part of it anyways. Yo. But yeah, getting ourselves set up is gonna be basically prime right now. We only have 25 arrows and I can't buy them yet. So we're gonna execute some tricks and some lucky motion to be getting around and get me some soul count going. This is Dark Souls, just like the title suggests. Expect to die. I will probably die quite a lot. This is not a deathless run, this is not a speed run. Also, like all this crap I'm picking up, it's mostly just muscle memory for me. I'm just getting it to have and throw literally right into the bottomless box. Because we aren't ever going to need anything that's not on this bow category here. Armor's a different story. You know, armor, I'm not playing armorless. That's not happening with bow and crossbow only.
Oh, there, take this with you. Go on, King.
We'll see how far I can actually manage to get to. I was thinking about the route for this, and I changed my mind several times, actually. I think, to start, I'm gonna go with my gut instinct and go to Hyde's Tower of Flame. And we're gonna make the Dragon Rider take a bath, so that I can get my, quick set of soul count and then move on the Forest of Giants.
That is all. Let them.
The Covenant rings in this game are a bit useful, some more than others. Like the blue seal gives you, I think, 3% to maximum HP. It's something, and I'm not wearing a ring, so I might as well put it on. Not like it's really hurting anything. No restrictions on rings for this run either. That also would be pretty chaotic to try to lock out using rings in a bow and crossbow only trip. Just really taking the time to go pick up anything that's free. Like an Estus shard. What's really nice is I've never actually streamed a Dark Souls game before, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. And I'm one of the oddballs, I like Dark Souls 2. I was talking about it a good bit yesterday for a Shadowrun stream, which went exceedingly quite well, honestly. I was very happy with that result. Alright, Harold, you're gonna upgrade my flask, and then I'm gonna go to Tower of Flame, and we're gonna make the Dragon Rider take a bath. Because it's not gonna cost me arrows to do.
So that, however faint,
It's gonna be a heck of a night. Definitely be prepared to watch some death and probably some panic shooting, because bow crossbow only is kind of difficult. I feel it's a lot easier in Dark Souls 2 than it is 1 and 3. And gun only Bloodborne is hell. But gun only Bloodborne is not something I will be doing, ever. I will play Bloodborne, absolutely, but that chest is a shield. We don't need a shield. We have a bow. Eventually, we're going to get to one of the stupidest things you could consider. Dual-wielding crossbows. Because that's a thing you can do in Dark Souls 2. And by damn, I'm going to dual-wield crossbows, or power stance as it's called. There's a particular bow a little later in that I'd like to get my hands on called the Seabow. It has the best range in the game. It's basically this game's version of the Black Bow of Ferris. But it's also a rare drop. And if I get it, great. If I don't, really much I can do about that. This run is eventually going to become more of a pure crossbow. "25 arrows and all these enemies is not a good time. We need to conserve our arrows, because this isn't where I'm going to be shooting them. Because we don't have a way to buy them yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with summon signs in this game. I may or may not use them. I haven't made up my mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Into the drink. Bye, Dragon Rider. Not a single arrow shot. And free souls for all. Hi, Lycia. You're annoying, but I need you to move.
did I... And I went to a place. Sorry. No need.
Yeah, no need for miracles. Basically a free boss in hand and a little bit of quick leveling to do. Now we're going to go over to the forest, and that's going to work our campaign towards me getting Crossbow and getting the shop behind me there, well, in front of me there, opened up so we can finally buy arrows. Let's see, Crossbow's 1 strength. I'm gonna want ADP, cursed stat that it is. Yeah, that's fine. Now for poppable souls. And a little bit more leveling. Because with the amount of shots that we have, running through the enemies right now is pretty much how we're going to get started. So we'll work on endurance so I can actually keep running and not waste my only 25 arrows. It was real nice of the Crow trade to give us Titanite slab. That was pretty good luck. Things will be so much better once I can, you know, actually buy arrows and crossbow bolts. But we're going to get a free crossbow and some free bolts shortly. Shortly through the direction we're coming now. The starting gift was a bonfire aesthetic, which I'm going to use. Bonfire aesthetic resets zones and bosses. So we're going to make that Dragon Rider take another swim, and he's going to pay me more souls for it. It basically kicks an area in the New Game Plus mode, which I thought was a very good feature for this. None of the other Dark Souls or Bloodborne have that functionality. Can't waste arrows on scrub enemies, but I can take an arrow to my dome. That works. This is also Dark Souls 2, of course, so if I, you know, zone through a fog door like that and I don't completely get through it, the enemies can and will stop you. Unlike the other 2 games. Well, we got 1 free set of crossbow bolts. This idiot shot the floor. You're gonna get a few hits on me. Which is fine. The main goal is to be able to light the bonfire in here. Great, so now even if I die, I'll just respawn here. Dark Souls 2 doesn't have the same problem that 1 does, where you have to sit at the bonfire at 1 for it to count. Well, you win some of the shots. And that hit the floor. Five arrows down already is not good. I didn't want that idiot following me though, so it is what it is. That was not enough souls. Alright, You have the key, but the key is 1,000. I think we're gonna go make the other Dragon Rider take a swim. That'll give us the souls we need. I'll be able to buy the key and hopefully just buy out enough stock to get the silver ring. The silver serpent ring +1 she has increases soul gain. Alright, bonfire aesthetic, do your thing. Bring back the Dragon Rider. But this is good though, because once we have that key we can buy arrows, and I won't have to run for my life like a coward. Equally, if there's any questions or anything I could answer about Dark Souls 2, I'm actually pretty knowledgeable about this game and the way it functions. A lot of the math, a lot of the tricks. I shouldn't be, but I am. I said I'm not doing gun-only Bloodborne. Oh my god. Blood-only, or gun-only Bloodborne's a nightmare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Into the drink. Not me. You. Go on. Thank you. Bye-bye, Dragon Rider. Thank you for paying more, because it counted as a New Game Plus kill. I'll play Bloodborne, absolutely. I really want to do that. No, I am not doing gun-only Bloodborne, though. That's the second time he went for a drink, and bet me, as soon as I get another bonfire aesthetic to push that in the New Game Plus Plus, he's taking another drink. Because it's quick free souls, and I don't have to do anything for it. No, buy the key, buy that, and buy the fragrant branch. That should be enough. There's my silver ring, my silver serpent ring. I believe it's 20 or 25% that this increases soul gain by. Some math. Now we can go buy arrows. Get another free short bow too on the inside of the shop, but we started the game with a short bow. It's the arrows that are important to me. No. Idiot. Window. Idiot. Window. Door. Why not just climb in through the window? Well, no matter. Now we can shop. Because, you know, idiot finally found his way in.
And that not
Alright, we are gonna want all 50 of the iron arrows. And you can buy an unlimited supply of wooden arrows from him. We're just gonna upgrade our short bow that we're using currently very minorly first. Let's see, 2 Titanite. I might as well just buy it up. Yeah, because we don't have any large Titanite yet, so the +3 short bow, as you can see the difference in damage grades. That's the base one. That's the +3 one. Weapons go to +10. Special weapons only go to +5. And now I'm going to buy arrows so I don't have to run like a coward all day. That's not as many as I would have wanted, but it'll do. plus the 50 iron arrows we have. Let's see. So we're going to continue Forest of Fallen Giants. If we can beat the boss here, I can get the soldier key, which lets us have the regen ring. And I actually kind of like the regen ring when I'm doing a trip like this. You shouldn't get hit too often with a bow, but it's going to happen. And again, obstacles like this crap door, I'm just going to punch open. I'm not wasting arrows on it. That's the only real caveat to the bow crossbow run roll set. I know that's a crystal lizard. I don't care. I really came up here for the Divine Blessing, which you gotta land on this tree branch for. Still going to be a little bit of run through because I'm going to want to save some arrows. Just we aren't in mortal danger anymore of me running out. Okay, game. I accept that, I guess. I guess that's another topic I should point up now that I saw the torch there. There's a place later called Dark Gulch. Or the Gutter, I mean. Wow, I'm getting shot up. The Gutter. And, so the Gutter and Shrine of Amana are a little bit more tolerable having a torch out. So for that, we're going to be one-handing a crossbow as our main weapon, which is why I decided to do this as a bow crossbow run. That, it's likely I will be using the crossbow after a while anyways. Oh, an A-type isn't here yet. He's gonna be sad he missed it. Yeah, give me the key. We're talking, just give me the key. Archer versus Archer combat. Man, you missed your favorite activity. How the hell do you get to hit me? I'll just trade shots, it's okay. That game's gonna rot your brain. Hey, let me through. No, not that way. I'd at least like to not die yet. Upgrading the bow really was a good idea to do. You're talking about math and in bases, it's like you're talking about Rust again. A-type, we need electricity in the base. Get the windmills going. Nope. Yeah, and Imagine's all I could do with it, because you never liked building it. Oh, the panic of running like this. Needing to keep proper distance to use the bow. I mean, you could shoot at melee, but I really hope not to. Arrow count's starting to look a little thin too, but we're okay for the moment. Getting to the free crossbow is really the next step in our plans. Alright, come on, spear thing, because you aggro from, like, all the way down there, and I need you out of my way. You have a shield, you could try using it. Moron. Oh, look, you actually opened the shortcut for me already. How nice. And for anybody just tuning in, the only real caveat to the run is I'm punching obstacles because I'm not wasting arrows shooting down worthless like terrain crap. And Shrine of Amana and the Gutter will have the torch out, but you can one-hand crossbows anyways, so we're still going to be using the bow crossbow method. Alright. Well, I guess none are coming out. I must have got lucky with the way they shot the ballistas on that one. Or they're just idiots and didn't want to come out. Picking up stuff really is just more force of habit. We aren't going to use anything unless it's a consumable soul or like a life gem. You know, stuff like that. What kind of trap is it today? Crossbow trap. That trap is random. It can be a gas trap too. Which is surprisingly the less deadly of the two. See, obstacle in my way? Punch. Not wasting an arrow for that. This gives us the Chloranthy Ring, which is stamina regen increase. As well as another Titanite slab. Which that puts us up to 2, because the crows were generous earlier. Where the fuck is ores in this? Down here. Yeah, 2 Titanite slabs. Smooth and silky stone paid up pretty good. And the secret to this door is you actually have to knock. did you just somehow not count as an enemy while you were still doing that? Probably still had iframes from opening the door, I guess. I think there's one more. Oh man, a wing spear. That's real sad to see in a bow only run. Oh well. More max HP increase. Might as well, because we don't have anything else in our ring slots. Sometimes the bow trivializes things, and sometimes it just makes it hell on you. Like that, where it hits literally off of nothing. And you can see it's still sitting there. Oh well. So this is our last stream of the week. I usually don't end up doing a Saturday show or anything. And we'll be back again Sunday, probably. Probably to bring down my time in Parasite Eve 2 again on the speedrun route. There's our crossbow. Which I think we have bolts, yep. It wants 13 strength. Fortunately, you can still two-hand it and it'll be fine. Take that, you invisible. I want my rock. Excuse me, have you been helped down there? Goodbye. Such is the power of the bow. I don't know why I'm opening this. I think it's a mail breaker, and we're not going to use it. Yeah, and an infantry helm, which I'm also not going to use. Because if you're not fashion souling, what's the point? Good armor? Nah. I want to at least not look like, you know, some sort of patchwork hobo. Man, the bow is doing job today. We're out of wood arrows. I don't want to shoot the irons like this, so... Another wing spear. Damn, game. I'm sorry. Alright, let's go to the crossbow. I guess he's not coming back. Yeah, imagine in a little bit when I'm dual-wielding these suckers. Because dual-wielding crossbows is a thing. Don't think about it too long, just accept that it happens. Dark Souls 1 needed that functionality where you could aim with a crossbow. I have no idea why you can't in Dark Souls 1. It really makes crossbows not good. I don't see a reason why you can't aim them. These fire arrows will be useful to us later. Really a good lot later, actually. Door? Dark Souls 2. Quit being Dark Souls 2. I know you like to not, you know, cooperate and do things, but we aren't doing that tonight. We need to go get some more arrows. But we're just about to the boss of the area. I cut out a lot of unnecessary travel. We're not really speedrunning, but I pretty much know the game off by heart. stack of the heavy bolts, please. Everything else in wooden. Oh boy, 2 wooden arrows.
I'll be around.
We got another Dragon Rider soul, and I'm not going to use it, so pop away.
What?
Ah, shut up. I want to level my shit. Bring up the bow. And, let's see, that was 1, so I need... I might as well just buy all. Screw it.
I'll be around.
More poppable souls, please. We need to make sure damage gets high and quick, because our attack capacity is limited to our number of bolts and arrows. So everything making these better is all good for me. Yeah, and you can see the difference between a crossbow and a bow. The crossbow is 162 attack power. That bow is only 94, or 91, I'm sorry. But the bow gets stat scaling. So it's getting bonuses because of some of my stats. Crossbows don't. They will later. I'm going to infuse them to be doing that. And I'll just buy an absolute stack of arrows. Alright, now we're in business and hooked up. We have one further stop to make, and that's the Majula, it's over here? The mansion. Titanite, Pharaoh Stone, and another Estus shard in here that I'm gonna want. Now that we have the key to get in. And as always, I remind and encourage folks to donate your over-lumped amount of channel points into something for the community challenges. I already know where most of them are going to go. I just want to see that bar filled. So that, apparently folks want me to sing. But for that to actually happen, we gotta fill that community challenge bar. Oh, look, you figured out your shield. Great. Ain't gonna help you. But yeah, I'll remind folks as the night goes on about the community challenges. In the meantime, you get to watch me plink and plunk a bow and a crossbow. Also, if anybody wants to keep a death count going for how many times I die, that number right now is still at 0, thankfully. I am aiming to keep it that way as long as possible, but I know that's not going to happen.
Hate to see light, however faint.
We'll definitely have some death come up. I wish I could use you, Dark Orb. You're like one of the best spells in this game, but can't cast magic in a bow and crossbow only run. You could donate to making me sing. What are you talking about? You donated to Honkai yesterday. Summon signs, still, I'm going to try to do without. If we need some once in a while, I'm not averse to using them, but I'd like to do without summon sign as much as possible. A-type dropping 12k on that community challenge already. If I didn't know some others paid into that, I'd swear he'd funded it all himself at this rate. Ow. Apparently I wasn't backing up as fast as I thought. Yeah, you really have put in a lot of channel points to it. Sometimes the AI just can't handle a range build. And sometimes it'll actually be very detrimental for me to have. You asshole! I forgot you were out there. Yes, way to my beaten Cosmos is gonna be fun. I've actually already begun practicing. I've also considered, if that community challenge goes well enough and people aren't, like, begging me to stop, maybe I'll do the whole album. I think the former is more likely to occur, though. No one's gonna want me to do the full Inside album. Here's my regen ring that I wanted, the Ring of Restoration. It's mostly just if I happen to get hit, then it'll slowly heal me 2 HP every couple of ticks or so. I think it's like 3 or 4 seconds a tick, something like that. I mean, you people are the one paying into making me do that. I just thought it would be fun. I didn't think folks would actually want it to be funded. But it's something to do with those challenge points that have been accumulating for too long now. We haven't exactly had too much reason to put them to use in a little bit. Alright, we're gonna go level, and then I'm actually not gonna go fight Pursuer yet. We're gonna go to No Man's Wharf. No Man's Wharf is the place that has the bow that I want, the Seabow. And we just gotta hope it drops. I'm not gonna farm for it. If it happens, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's just what it is. I'm not really gonna be able to help that any. We don't have anything to boost drop rate. I'm not wasting souls buying should the up drop rate later. Well, we have some rusted coins, but it doesn't matter. Definitely gonna need some more bolts. That's enough. And look, we can finally level. There's very few boss souls that are going to get made into things. One of them will be the chariot, because it makes the shield crossbow, which is actually a really good crossbow in this game, surprisingly. Let's see, well, we need 13, we're going to need more than 13 strength to dual wield these, but... you know, joking aside, we will be leveling in later. And Faith. One of the big tricks to Crossbow build is infusing them with Enchanted, which gives them stat attribute growth. And after a certain while of Int, that actually overclocks and beats out the raw load. Raw infusion is going to be the early infusion for what we use on our crossbows, but later on we're going to actually move to an Int build. Actually, I'm just going to set up for the heavy crossbow. We're going to need the strength anyways, so F it. Yay, now we can one-hand the crossbow. Can't dual wield them yet, and I don't have a second one anyways. Bloodied Whip. Asininely rare drop off of like 2 enemies in the game. Down the stairs. Thank you. Dark Souls 2, your weapons are also made of cardboard. Your durability just absolutely flattens and the game doesn't care. Which is why I'm going to have multiple weapons of the same type, like we've got 2 short bows. I'm not picking that up because it's just old equipment that I don't need. So having backup weapons is practically mandatory. And again, why this is a bow and crossbow only run. Alright, well, if you don't want to move, come here. I hate your damn tower shield. I really just need you out of my way so I can get the box. Dark Souls 2 hitboxes. Very famous. But that's why I wear the regen ring, for crap like that, so that my health bar will slowly tick back up. Let's see. Dark Souls 2 is actually a game I would consider speedrunning. I'm not familiar what the speedrun is or too many of the strats, but for all I know, the crap I do to this game naturally, like when I'm not doing a weird bow challenge like this, I might be doing the speedrun strats anyways. I would not be adverse to trying a couple of speedruns of 2 sometime. I don't think that would happen until after Parasite Eve, though. Well, Parasite Eve 2, I should say. PE2 is our prime speedrunning game at the moment. And I'm gonna empty my inventory. I'm still sad to see 2 wing spears in a run where I can't use them. That's almost insulting. Wing Spear's not like God tier or anything, but it's really nice to have seen. Get off my screen, words. Thank you. Well, I missed, but he walked off the edge anyways, so I guess that counts for something. I know there's a guy shooting me with fire arrows. I'm not concerned with him yet. That dingus up there has my Seabow. He's one of a few enemies down here that has it. where this guy is not using a Seabow. That pillar is God. I'd love to get a Seabow if it happens. Free iron arrows. I can't force it to happen, though. But I'll certainly hope for the best. In fact, we have them, I might as well utilize them. It ain't really gonna help, I'm not too confident in it, but never know. You get a sea... No, he didn't drop it. I get a Seabow, it's gonna be pretty exciting. Oh no. But yeah, any visitors to the channel, do make sure you unload some of them tasty channel points into our community challenges. One, either, or neither. I got 2 of them running. What did you live with? A health? Like, 1? First being I'll play Honkai Star Rail on the stream, and the other being I'll actually learn and sing a song, which is apparently what the community likes. You do not need more RAM. You have bought enough stuff for that computer over the past, like, 2 years. I know you just took RAM out of it, but you don't need it. Come on. A little closer. There you go. How's your system cooling? Perhaps you might be having a heat issue at this point? I mean, they might, but have you cleaned them lately? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be loud anymore these days. Stronger stuff requires stronger fans. I actually need a can of air. Like, no joke. I had a little, like, vacuum thing I used to clean my computer with. Like a little handheld vacuum, and it died, apparently. It just stopped working. I'm like, well, I guess that's the end of this. What are you alive with? A health? Is it 2 now? Damn. It also might be a little difficult to see, but if you look under the crossbow icon in the lower left, you can see a red bar. That red bar is your durability left for that weapon. And as I said, this game treats your weapon like cardboard, so that's why we eventually start getting a lot of repair powders and secondary weapons. Ultimately, our next goal is to get the Lost Bastille, the zone where this connects to, and opening the blacksmith there, because the blacksmith does the infusions I was talking about, which will be very helpful for our crossbow, but not as helpful for our actual bows. Damn dog. Plus, he sells iron arrows, like, infinitely and heavy bolts, so it's a much better store than what we unlocked already. We just gotta get to it. Yep, that's why we're regenerating. Those things' death combo is pretty mighty. Oh, shit. No death. I don't want to die yet. Death count's still 0, and I'm trying to keep it that way for a while. Ah, that's what we should go back for. I see now. It's gonna have to wait, though. Back towards the start of the game, you can kill an ogre and get an item called the Stone Ring. The Stone Ring increases how much poise damage you do to enemies. So when I shoot them with a crossbow, they'll actually, like, stagger a bit and stop them just running at me like I didn't even do anything. But I'm not going to leave in here while we're this far in already. I'll get that once I finish the boss in this zone. That stone ring will be pretty big to have. Well, he dropped an item over there, which might be a Seabow, if it didn't fall into the floor and I can't get it. That would suck. Where's the Invisi here? Is it, like, here? No. He's closer to the wall. I'll find him when I go down there. I don't want to waste too many bolts, even though we bought quite a good lot. Really? Why would you shoot the floor? Hit the dot. Alright, I guess we're doing this. You love to shoot the floor. And miss it, like. How did you miss it? It's right in front of you. How did you miss it again? It's right in front of you. Oh my god. Hit the damn thing. Thank you. Well, that was a lot of wasted crossbow bolts. We're still okay. Like that. That was nice. I don't think I can hit this. That'd be a miracle shot. Yeah, that's not happening. We're just gonna go down to it. What else is all going on for folks tonight? What's the activities everyone's up to? Ah, you're the other asshole with a Seabow. Which you didn't drop. Because of course, why would you? Yo! I came out of nowhere. Do you really need it, though? Oh, you're here. Alright, who thinks they're cool? Oh, you. You also have a Seabow. You didn't drop it. Crossbow not. Okay, he was over there. You have, like, the aim to be aggroed first off and shooting me from there. And you didn't drop your Seabow. Well, that crossbow bolt versus table, and the table loses. Not really how I expected to see that go. I'm only really grabbing the bandit set to sell, because there's a merchant here you can actually sell crap back to. Who in turn is going to sell me poison arrows. And poison in Dark Souls 2 is quite possibly one of the most broken things ever conceived. Whereas poison in Dark Souls 1 and 3 is basically negligible and pretty crap. So they go from garbage to broken beyond comparison, back to garbage. And by damn are we absolutely going to make use of poison. Oh, they weren't a Seabow, it was stupid leggings. I needed that Seabow. I thought I missed that jump. Oh, A-type. Old buddy Brian was talking about checking out the Phantasy Star replays. Oh man, a broadsword. Guess what I can't use in this run? I have also uploaded the 2 VODs to YouTube from Phantasy Star so far. Later on, if you or Kat or anybody happens to have some time, I'd like some help with the SEO work of that. Because SEO is not really something I've studied much of, nor do I really bother uploading to YouTube, but you know, we'll test it, test the waters. Isn't bow and crossbow, like, just nice and peaceful? I don't get hit too often. I just have a finite number of attacks I can make. And that crossbow's starting to look really beat up, if you see the durability scale we've got down there for it. I probably am going to switch it off here. And we're going to use bow for a little bit. Which is much less damage. It's just got a faster rate of fire. And of course, I know if you don't have enough stamina to execute the attack in Dark Souls 2, you take a damage penalty. But we're doing 68s with me having full stamina versus the like 100-something the Crossbow was doing. But bow gets scaling where Crossbow innately doesn't. I guess we can have a hat. Why not? Better than taking a damage penalty for not having a full armor set on. The further we go, the more hits I'm going to start taking. We aren't opening that chest. That chest is relatively pointless. This greatsword's just going to get sold. I know there's homies up here that want combat. I was stuck on the door. Not good enough. I want a Seabow game. As in, I want to see the bow. You're not going to give me one, though. I also only think it can be dropped while they have the Seabow equipped. Here's a neat little trick for No Man's Wharf. Normally, you're supposed to pull this lever to ring the bell, which brings that ship into harbor, and that ship's where the boss is. If you've got a bow or a crossbow, you can actually aim this a little lower from earlier in the stage 2. But you can shoot the bell, and it's just as good as pulling the lever, so you don't always have to come up here. That's probably in the speedrun strat, if it comes this way. Like I said, I've not studied the speedrun for this game, but I sure would like to do a speedrun of it at some point. More fire arrows for later. Bow and crossbow. What fun. And again, this was mostly because we were talking about it last night at Shadowrun's playthrough. Really? Oh, I can still get it. Not that I needed it. We had complications, unfortunately, for Phantasy Star, so it didn't end up happening today. But with luck, we'll see it again next week. I very much would like to continue our efforts with the runs. It's nice to get the gang together and do something for a night. This is pissing me off. Okay, I'm just not meant to hit you anymore. Watch this drop like the mannequin claw. Oh god, I saw the door close button, I'm like, oh mother. I thought for sure it did. The mannequin claw is a pretty rare drop too. There aren't a whole lot of claws in the game. It's also a run I would do as well. I would do a claw-only run. Or whip-only, or... most anything in Dark Souls 2 I will probably do as a challenge. Except, like, unarmed, because That's not fun, and if it's not fun, no one's gonna want to watch it. There has to actually be some merit to, what in the world you start doing. Arrow versus table, and arrow wins. I feel we just had this with bolt versus table. Come on, stamina, recharge faster. Man, I really gotta go get that stone ring. Just to stagger enemies, because it'll make having the bow a lot healthier for me. So another trick about bow and crossbow, I'm going to shoot the wooden arrow. Doesn't break the pot. Iron arrow, good enough to break the pot. Normally I'd punch these like I was saying, but they douse you in poison, so that's not happening. Like, I'm going to punch this wall. That helps. Really? It got away? Thanks. Thanks, Rate of Fire. I don't really care. Dark Souls 2 is so resource plentiful that, Crystal Lizards get away. I'm not really that bothered by it. Kind of more surprised it got away. I thought that last arrow hit it, but oh well. Secret wall. Secret walls in Dark Souls 2 work different than in 1 and 3. You actually have to go up and press the X button at them, where in 1 and 3 you can just roll or hit them. I don't know why they changed it. 1 and 3 does it better. Yikes. Get down here. Preferably where I can actually see you to shoot. This isn't bad though. We're doing all right for bow, crossbow only, and no death so far. Hi, Goblin. I'll be with you in a moment. Just opening a shortcut.
Gavla. What? With Gav?
Yeah, you're gonna buy all this crap off me, because I can't use it and I don't care. Armor I could use, but not fashion, don't care. Dark Souls 3 also does this better. In Dark Souls 3 you could sell souls for what they're worth. In 2, they still make you pop them. I'd rather just be able to sell these at a shop and get their value. But we're going to take all 20 of the poison arrows you have, because I'll use those later for sure. And we're going to take 2 poison moss to cure poison. Poison throwing knives are not bolts or arrows, so we're not doing that. Unfortunately. So where will we get to tonight is a pretty good question. Honestly, I'm not too sure off the top of my head where I'm gonna make my break point or not. We have a lot of ground to cover, and there's quite a good lot of upgrades I want to get my hands on. I'm still thinking of them. my routing earlier in my mind was pretty strong. I'm confident with the course. Like, we're gonna beat the boss here and go over to Lost Bastille. Beating Lost Bastille most likely will happen. I can't say that's gonna happen the first visit we go. It's not difficult, I just might decide to take a different route. The faster I upgrade the bow and the crossbows, it's gonna be much better on our ammo consumption. Like these idiots hanging on to the ledges here. Oh, you actually managed to pull yourself up. Nah, well, you fell anyways. Kick down our shortcut. Get axed in the back, apparently. This guy's he's the chief. He's the hero of the No Man's Wharf. You head down this way to meet Carhillion. He only talks to you if you have like 10 I think in. 10 or 15, I think it's 10. And sells you the magic. Nope. No magic for us. I guess arrow counts as magic. At least it's gonna have to. Arrow and bolt. I was trying to shoot you earlier, but you weren't having it. No, pull the Seabow back out. Damn it, I want the Seabow. I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Seabow is going to happen this run. Because I don't... Okay. I don't plan to come back here for any reason whatsoever. I don't want to farm the Seabow. It's a rare drop. If we had got it on the way, cool, but... Okay. That's the boss. We're gonna go back and level and buy some more arrows. We need to repair our crap anyways, and just sitting at a bonfire does that. Unlike Dark Souls 1 where you have to actually go into a menu and physically repair your shit. So I suppose we'll have one more chance at the Seabow with the idiot to my right up on the roof. Well, one chance at a Seabow before I go fight the boss, because I'm just going to run at the boss after that. We can hope. Seabow sure would be nice to see, but... it's not the end of the world if I don't get it. Alright, look, yo. I need to upgrade the crossbow again. Even though it's just the light crossbow. Also, when we get the Lost Bastille, I'll be able to buy a heavy crossbow. Which is going to radically increase our damage, but also make us shoot a little bit slower. I'm fine with that trade. Come on. Oh yeah, you could use left and right to speed that up.
I'll be around.
Pistol Shark, what am I doing? We need a good bit more strength to be able to dual-wield crossbows, so that's why strength is getting pumped. I believe you need 50% more than what it requires to dual-wield the particular item in question. So, the light crossbow being 13 needs 50% more strength, and 50% more dexterity as well, if I'm not mistaken. But we have the dexterity easy. Yeah. Strength, we're fine on 2. I just need a second light crossbow. Then the magic begins. The magic of dual-wielding crossbows. Power stance crossbow is so silly, but the game lets it happen. The game lets you power stance a lot of things it probably shouldn't. And that being the terminology for the function, they call power stancing in this. Dual wielding wasn't re-brought or reintroduced to the series until, what, Elden Ring. There's some dual-wield weapon, like specialty weapons in Dark Souls 3, but you can't pick up, like, a light crossbow and a heavy crossbow and dual-wield them. Only specific weapons. They probably meant for you to, like, dual-wield daggers or something, which... Fucking short bow. Which, you know, is a thing, sure, but... Why do that when I could dual-wield crossbows? I think we have 1 coin left, so we're gonna hope our item drop rate with this is any better. I should have used the, Sublime Bone Dust, too. No matter. I'm not going back now. Well, he dropped something. Seabow! Wow! Hold on, this changes everything. Man, the rusted coin luck. Rare drop and all. Holy crap, that was surprising. I expected that to be like a Vanguard helmet or something crap. Damn, the Seabow. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna need upgrades and we need more dexterity to use. But, the short bow has an has a range of 45, which is that weird, like, little pirate wheel looking crosshair in the equipment status. The Seabow has 65 range. If I'm not mistaken, it is the furthest reaching bow in the game. Man, now we need dexterity. But that's awesome. We got a Seabow. I can't equip it yet, but so after this boss pays up its souls, we're probably gonna dump into dexterity. That's really cool to see. Why did I warp back to Majula if I was already in Majula? Seabow luck. That's what I'm talking. That's what I like to see. A-type. I didn't want to know beforehand. I don't suppose you could look up the, what the drop rate on the Seabow is. Because it's got to be like 1%. And we're just going straight for the boss at this point. Yeah, for Dark Souls 2. This is the only game that has the Seabow. It's basically this game's version of the Black Bow of Eris. Flex Style Sentry, you're SEA, like the water. Seabow. Like body of water sea. It's a regular bow, it's not a crossbow. %. Damn. That rusted coin really helped us out, probably. I'm just going to attribute it to the rusted coin. I disagree, that hit me, but okay. Oh no, those mags work now. The gimmick to this fight is the water level keeps rising, and the higher the water level raises, the less mobile you become. It doesn't bother the boss. But we've got a crossbow, so as long as I can keep him at a distance and not get chop sueyed. He's just going to eat a face full of crossbow bolts, and then we're going to be able to equip the Seabow. 1% drop rate. Let's go. What bottleneck? What do you want about for your game? There's really no point to getting the Pyromancer glove here. We can't use it, but I'm sure Matt could tell you how to do it better. He's the expert on that game, after all. %, Seabow. Man, that makes me happy. Then we gotta go get our stone ring. I can't forget about that, because the stone ring's actually gonna add some poise break damage. So in other words, a little bit of knockback to us while we're shooting away. Rather than me shooting an enemy and them not even feeling it. Because that sucks. Little trick is to let this elevator go back down and then get on top of it. It leads you down to a little hidden room that's got some repair powder and a scimitar, I believe. Scimitar we can't use, but the repair powder I happily will take. Yep. Then you just drop through the hole and ride the elevator back up. Not bad at all. Alright, Seabow. Might as well pop the Flex Style Sentry Soul. It's not worth anything to us. I had mentioned earlier there's like 1 or 2 boss souls that even matter to us in this run, and one of them's the Chariot. Alright, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. It absolutely does have a snake eater ladder. Press continue mentions loves doing that joke. I don't think I'll get to it tonight, but it's in Trendlight Castle. I need Dex. How much? 15.
There.
One of the popular Dark Souls YouTubers. I told you how to win that game. You just gotta ask Matt. He knows all. Now, you know what? We're gonna take some ADP because I want iframes. ADP is a mostly curse stat, but it's in the game, so you just kind of gotta deal with it. Alright, +3 Seabow is 93 attack, where the +4 short bow is only 91 attack. Seabow is much better.
I'll be around.
And now we can actually equip it. For when we're using bow. But we flip back and forth. Bow and crossbow only run. And of course, for anybody joining, if you've got community challenge points in you, if you want to unload them into one, either, or neither, do feel free to check them out down in the channel point exchange section.
There. Lest this.
One of them's almost done. Very close to completing that community challenge. Now, ideally, I'd like to get my ADP to about 24, and that'll do for a good while. Now we're gonna go get that stone ring, so I don't forget to do it again. So we go back to things betwixt. Yeah, just like that, dumping them channel points. Appreciate the channel point donation. Unfortunately, as happy as I am to see the Seabow, it's still not stronger than our crossbow, and ultimately, bows are not going to be stronger than our crossbows. But the Seabow is going to have a lot of usage, I can guarantee that. Because that thing has the best range in the game, to my memory. This is the ogre we need to kill to get the stone ring. It thinks it's important. Dark Souls 2 hitbox. There we go. And I can take off the life ring, that's fine. Greatly reduces enemy poise. I believe this does 40 poise damage. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I think it's 40. Which most normal enemies don't have that much poise, so it basically puts them straight to stagger. That's all we needed back here. Lost Bastille. So we could do two things. We can go fight the Pursuer, which is the actual boss of the Forest of Lost Giants. And doing that will give us a Ring of Blades, which increases attack power for any weapon you're using, which that's not going to come off my finger as soon as I get it, until we get the upgraded version. Or I go unlock the Blacksmith at Bastille first, which... Unlocking the Blacksmith, I think, is probably the smarter choice. It's not too far in the Lost Bastille. I can do that and then then we'll go. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go open the blacksmith, and then we'll go get our ring of blades, which opens the other side of Lost Bastille. But we're gonna do some crow trades first. Poison stone is good to see. A bleed stone is not good to see. Bleed in this game is absolutely terrible. There's a raw stone. That's going to go straight to the crossbow. The trick with the raw stone is raw infusion takes away stat gain. So, like, you don't get stat augmentation on equipment. Crossbows don't have that naturally. What you do with raw is you trade that stat gain for more, like, raw power base. Easier way is you could see that the Seabow is a 93 plus 57, where the crossbow is just a 175. Raw infusion does this and makes your raw damage better, but crossbows don't have stat scaling to lose, so it's all pure bonus. A raw infused crossbow will get you through for a very long time. Until you get to the point like me, where we don't have much to level after a while, and then I start dumping in and make everything enchanted. So then it starts gaining stat modifier. We're really moving along pretty good. This isn't speedrun pace or anything, but we're definitely making great progress. These assholes can drop a heavy crossbow, which I'd love to see. But if they don't drop it, it doesn't matter. I can buy one here. Go Seabow. We got it, we might as well use it a little bit, right? You know, I want to have some fun. Fire arrow, dumb dog by barrel, blammo. I feel better now. Well, it's Seabow. Seabow. You'd think they'd call it something else. Black Bow Affairs would have been fine, but yeah, that's the problem. That's the what A-Type was talking about earlier when I asked him to look it up, because he thought it might have been Composite Bow or something too. It needed a different name. It really did. But I have it, so I'm happy. Because 1% drop rate. I'm absolutely surprised we got that kind of luck on stream. I'd basically given that up too. I'm like, well, we aren't going to get it. I could take one more try at shooting this guy, why not? And it worked. Yeah, I actually wanted to abbreviate Crossbow in the stream title to just Expo, but I figured not to overcomplicate things. I know I'm hitting the... I'm not really hitting the wooden thing, but I'm hitting it because it'll break eventually. And I want to shoot that dog down there. Don't ask, it's hitboxes, and Hitboxes are gonna do what they do. You're a job for the Seabow. Oh yeah, yeah. That Crossbow wasn't making that happen, but the Seabow did. Apparently the dog decided to give up. I'm specifically not jumping down yet, because there's a pursuer, a big dude in armor. There's a couple of pursuers throughout the game, even though they're really just the boss of the Forest of Fallen Giants. Man, that was a hell of a shot. Can't really zoom bow shots in this game. I think we're fine from now, though. But yeah, beating the pursuers when they show up randomly, like, he's going to spawn right down here. They'll drop a Twinkling Titanite, which we'll need later for some of the bows I want to get. And they're worth a pretty decent amount of souls, honestly. Come on. Pop up? Do you only pop up after I kill the Forest of Giants one? Probably. Well, that barrel just blinked out of existence. Shoot the dog. Alright, so yeah, we'll fight the pursuer later. You probably have to beat the Forest of Fallen Giants one first before the rest of them start showing up. It's not really that big of a deal because we don't need the Twinkling Titanite yet anyways. These barrels all blinking out of existence. Blacksmith's right on the other side of this. We kind of need to blow a hole in a wall with one of these powdered keg barrels. I just have to hope it hits the wall, because we don't really get control over that. You'll see. So this idiot's gonna push the barrel. Thanks. Okay, so we aren't getting the blacksmith, because the barrel missed. That one didn't. That's a shame. It's not the end of the world. I'll just have to do that later, because we need that blacksmith for infusions and further upgrades. He sells an unlimited supply of large titanite, as well as the iron arrows and heavy bolts. So it's going to be pretty important to us to get. That crossbow bolt's never going to reach. Yeah. But the Seabow will. Just the crossbow's stronger. Really, we aren't doing bad at all. This is quite a solid run setup so far. Other than missing the barrel blowing open the wall, we're having a pretty good go of things. I'm not going to fight the Ruined Sentinels right now. The boss that way, that's just not happening yet. I want a bit more power and preferably a larger crossbow before I start dealing with that. That's a 3-on-1 fight.
This is cool. There might with I like I and have and want this. I
3-on-1 fight at our present degree of power is not advisable. something long to be able to... This door's blocked from the other side, but if you have a long enough weapon, you can sort of clip poke through the door and break all the shit that's in the way. Which you could kind of barely make out over there. Alright, so I guess we're going to keep going on this side of Lost Bastille for now. Did I put the stone ring on? Yes. We'll just have to make another try getting this wall to open. Because the Bastille key opens this, but I am not going to go get the Bastille key. It's way out of the way and it's a pain in the ass. Too many dogs around it as well. Hey, Pursuer! Why didn't you show up sooner? Well, you're here. Maybe he was still watching his stories. He just wasn't ready to come hang out yet. I am out of iron bolts. Okay. Dink shots for a little while. Oh shit. Shouldn't have got greedy for that second shot there. It's really just dodge and take a shot. No need for anything crazy or greed attacks. Pursuers really aren't too dangerous. Underestimating that attack distance, though. Yeah, and they pay really good souls and a Twinkling Titanite. Reminder, crap obstacles like that, I'm just punching through, I'm not wasting bolts or anything working through that shit. Spirit of the run is really fighting bosses and enemies with a crossbow, not a boarded up door. So that's one of the two luxuries I permit myself. The other one being I'll be using the torch in the gutter as well as the Shrine of Amana later, which they crossbows can one-hand anyways. Yeah, alright, cool. No sweat. Whatever you gotta do. Come on, I know you're coming. Thanks, Crossbow. I thought you played stuff like Harvest Moon. You should know better. Although we never grew anything when we played Rust either. We never deemed growing, like the botany stuff they introduced was worth doing. I know you're not playing Rust, but... you could blow open this wall with these powdered kegs here, but... it's not worth it, it's just the Archdrake stuff. Really, the Ferrous Lockstone isn't needed there either. Did that crossbow bolt go under his arm? Mannequin claws? No, shadow leggings. Might be an upgrade, actually. It is enough, and it's lighter. Sure. Nope. Ruins the fashion souls, don't care. If you can't have fashion souls, it ain't worth doing. All Dark Souls teaches you this. Fashion before defense. Although we aren't very fashionable right now, but eh. This doorway is not in the very original version of Dark Souls. The first game, or the first version of this game that came out. Scholar of the First Sin added it. This room is back here, but that doorway isn't. And we've got another bonfire aesthetic right there on that dead body. Which means we can make the Dragon Rider take another bath. And we are going to be doing that as soon as I finish the clear here. Got a couple of things I want to get. Gonna unpetrify this idiot to get him out of our way. I think he's the one that's gonna give us the shield crossbow later, so it's necessary to free him anyways, but I like to have the bonfire. Just for the warping capability to get back to this spot. And he won't talk to us till we have int either, so... the int build is going to have to come a little bit sooner than I was hoping. Bonfire aesthetic. Bone out of here. It's not bad. Welcome back. I still can't get over that 1% luck. Or whatever that really came out to be after the rusted coin. Yeah, man, you take care of yourself. Just hanging out in bed now. If I had anything to play the lottery with, I might consider it that way. Really, I'd probably back a horse or something. Get some real life Umamusume going. I've been following horse racing ever since Uma started. It's actually pretty interesting to me now. Real life horse racing is pretty cool. Secret Passage 1. Lost Bastille has the most secret passages in the game, and then they kind of have like 3 or 4 throughout the rest of the game, and that's it. They mostly gave up designing secret passages. There's another pursuer out here. There he is. So we get to watch this dance again for a bit. And we certainly have a lot of good souls. What I need is a second crossbow. So we can finally dual wield these suckers. I greatly disagree. That move doesn't come around bends like that. Well, Cursed in this game is nowhere near as bad as 1 and 3. 1 and 3, it's an instant death. Cursed in Dark Souls 2 just hollows you. Death count 1. Because we were too slow drinking Estus. That was bound to happen. Not worried about it. Getting cursed was enough, because that means we've got to use a humanity to fix it, and, well, a human effigy. And I hate looking like beef jerky. I hate Frenzy. Oh god, do I hate Frenzy. Fuck Winter Lanterns. Yep, death count 1. I was kind of hoping to go the whole night without it, but eh. It's no problem. Yeah, maybe I'll put one on for the next go. It was almost death count 2. How much did we live with? This game doesn't tell you. Probably 2 or 3 health. Dark Souls 3 will tell you how much HP you have left after all that. We need our Ring of Blades at this point. We're gonna go finish the other side. I'm bound to die quite a bit in the rest of this run anyway, so it's not really an issue. The game will throw me off a cliff or something lame will happen. It's inevitable.
However,
I don't have more of these, do I? No. Alright, let's get some HP finally. Don't remind me. Them breaking up Blue Point was not intelligent. Sure, just give me all the bolts.
I'll be around.
So we are going to go get our Ring of Blades, which involves me fighting yet another pursuer. And then I'm going to make another try at opening the blacksmith at Lost Bastille. And hopefully the barrel actually hits the wall this time. Granted, I don't have a PlayStation 5 for the Bloodborne remake anyways, but I'm still sad to see it didn't happen. People love Bloodborne. It's not even, like, niche. People just love Bloodborne. For a lot, it's their first foray into Soulsborne content. That or Elden Ring anymore these days. Elden Ring, there's I don't have Shadow of the Erd Tree, so I don't have the DLC for Elden Ring. Yeah, Dark Souls, or Demon Souls was mine also. My brother-in-law had it, and he's like, oh, you gotta play this game. I'm like, okay, I'll play it. When I was over his house, and I was like, wow, this game's actually not crap. Because he tends to like a whole lot of game styles I don't. Nah, my brother-in-law doesn't like Monster Hunter games. I'm not the biggest fan of Monster Hunter now. I just don't get it. I'm like, okay, I could fight a giant enemy and never get experience or anything, or I could fight a giant enemy and level up. Ow. Wow, that was close. I hate when I don't have good bolts or arrows for this. Yeah, that's... It's just not for me. A-Type, you don't play Soulsborne anymore either. You played DS1 with Brian, and then never again. Well, then you played Elden Ring and stopped playing Elden Ring. I got to play Elden Ring with your brother and Keith. I remember they gifted me the game because they were like, oh, you gotta come play with us. Like, alright guys, I don't have the game, and then they gifted it to me like 4 seconds later. Yeah, you want Monster Hunter, you talk to A-Type. That's his thing. Wasn't Chuck playing Monster Hunter with you guys for a little bit too, A-Type? Him and one of his friends. I don't know what Monster Hunter. There's like 8 million of them. I never know which one's which. That was not a smart shot. Ah, yeah. Derek comes to the show once in a while. He's the one that dropped the big donations the other day. Alright, Ring of Blades, you're glued to my finger. Happily take the attack. Excuse you? Egg. You know, we had to come this way anyways, the more I think about it, because you need the dull ember for the blacksmith to upgrade your crap anyways. Now we're going to make one trip real quick back to Forest of Fallen Giants, so I can get the Estus shard that's there. Now the Pursuer's dead. You could fight the Pursuer early, and not at that boss arena, but I decided against it, because I didn't really care. Didn't make a real difference in the end. But you can fight him up on that platform up there. There's the Estus shard. Wow, dude, you got a cannon for an arm for that throw. Holy hell. I'm glad you guys understand what you're babbling about. By all means, have at. Upgrade the flask. Really, the Estus flask is one of the most worthless heal items in this game. Life gems are better. But the Estus flask is free, so that's why we're using it. Stronger crossbow equals happier me.
I'll be around.
Less.
Well, more stamina would be nice. About 120 is good, and we'll keep nickeling up ADP. I probably won't take stamina much higher than 20, possibly 30 if we have enough souls later. I don't know what that is. Oh, that Ring of Blades makes such a difference already. Plus the crossbow upgrade. Oh god. I don't own any of them. How am I gonna play it? And that's too expensive to gift something you know I'm not gonna like. You can play with A-Type and do that on your streams. Or, you know, actually convince A-Type to go back to streaming. I've been trying to do that forever. He always ignores me. Push the barrel off. It didn't explode. Alright. Plan B. That was fun. Plan B always gets the job done. Normally, when you push that barrel off, it explodes on contact. Dark Souls 2 is just being Dark Souls 2. There's another Pursuer, because, you know, we haven't seen enough of these things. Almost all of them are here in Lost Bastille. Ow. Do not read chat while I'm trying to roll dodge. Stop reading chat while I'm trying to dodge. That's death. Yep, 2. I knew as soon as she picked the bottle up and was like... Both deaths from Pursuers. Pursuers is just boring to fight, though. Especially with a bow or a crossbow. Dodge, shoot. Dodge, shoot. Especially when your shots have no real damage at this point. Oh, we're on the Seabow. Alright, well... Might as well let it do its job. It's here. Crossbow just does so much more. Like, yeah, it's upgraded further, but crossbows are just better damage overall. Alright, you wanna work this time, Barrel? Yes, you do. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. Really? You didn't... Alright, back to playing with our friend the Pursuer. Shoot. Dodge. Dodge. Shoot. Dodge. Shoot. That's how you gotta fight a Pursuer when you've got a crossbow. And the, just the wooden arrows. It'd be a bit better damage fight iron arrows. Or, heavy bolts, I should say. Okay, you just didn't roll. Just not having luck with Pursuer tonight. And of course, you know, the boss one we beat for, first try. Pursuer's not a difficult battle. It's a very, very calculated sort of fight. He only has a very small handful of moves to do. And this is Dark Souls 2. Most enemies are just dude in armor. Microwave plate much? That actually should have hit me. Dark Souls 2 hitboxes are so inconsistent. But I love this game, unironically. I don't know why you didn't shoot. stupid pursuer. Yeah, Doko is, it's fun in doses, I could say that. The problem that we encountered last time when we played Dokapon with our community of friends is once one person started losing terribly, they kind of just don't care anymore, and they just get pissy for the rest of the run, which, you know, that's to be expected, honestly. Yeah, the gentleman's agreement we had was not to go Darkling, but, you know, you and Chuck get into battle wars with each other, and then you both try to make deals, like, oh, well, I'm not going to use counter, or can we talk about this, or crap like that, because you both kind of knuckle under that, and it gets funny. That's what I'm talking about, that I would start, you know, randomly going off edges, because that happens. Dark Souls 3. Or 2. You know, it's part of the game. Furthermore, if I wasn't live streaming, I'd probably be losing my shit about that. But, gotta keep, better persona running for this. I'm not angry. I'm not angry I rolled off an edge. Two pursuers and an out of bounds. So we're doing all right here with the death count. Can you hit the stupid pyromancer? Yeah, I did. Platinum did in like a little over a week. But yeah, I do have a FF Tactics remake. What kind of challenge could possibly pose in FF Tactics? I've played that game probably more than I've played this. Probably having beaten that, I don't know, somewhere between 50 and 100 times in my life. I don't know what sort of challenge else I could do to it. Low faith, low bravery. Alright, so let's see. Magic I get hit with really isn't that big of a thing. Magic I use is pretty pointless. Counter attack, or all of your counter abilities have an incredibly low proc rate. The only downside with setting that up is it would take an astronomically long time to set up like all of your characters to drop their faith and brave. First, you'd have to level somebody to unlock Mediator. Then you'd have to keep spinning the dice and hoping that Insult and whatever the other side of Faith Up is. It would take so long to set that up. Don't use Ramza. They force Ramza into your fight for like 85% of the battles in that game. Alright. Put myself. Yeah, but holy is good in that. Well, I guess if your faith is terrible, it's not gonna be, but... Gotta light the torch to make him move over here so you can get the box he's sitting on. Realistically, the only challenge I could think of trying to set up is I've got a partial save built where I was thinking to do NPCs only, since they're so scattered across the game and you have to wait ages to get half of them. Like, the first one you can get is Agrius, so... Like, I've got a save still up at Fort Zegan. And that would really be all I could think of, because then you'd have Agrius until Mustadio, and that's it for a while. Till Rafa and Malik, and I hate them both. Yeah, see, raw infusion on a crossbow is just nothing but pure game. There's nothing for it to take away. I have the Tactics Ogre remake. I never finished it. I got to the Sky Garden, then I just sort of stopped playing for a while and never ended up going back. I really like the game, too. It was an absolute pain in the ass to get the character I wanted, Ravnis Loxarian, I think her name was, at the start of the game. That was really awful to set up. We have nothing we can infuse with. Upgrade the crossbow again, now it wants chunks. That thing is powerful. Wait, how many did that want to upgrade to Seabow? Let's see, it's 1, 2, you need 6. And we can't afford that, so... we'll get what we can for the Seabow. But fortunately, he sells unlimited iron arrows and unlimited heavy bolts. So we're going to pick up a little bit more heavy bolts. Iron arrows we haven't been shooting, but that's because I'm not commonly on the bow. The crossbow mostly does my heavy work. Did you sell a heavy crossbow? No, you saw a light crossbow. Which, if I buy it, I think we could dual wield. I'm not going to be able to afford it to buy, so... Nah, we might be able... Yeah, we can. It's just not going to get upgraded. No need for the longbow. We got a Seabow. Alright, time for silly. Dual wielding crossbows. Of course, I'm missing with one of the shots. There we go. Dual wield crossbow. As if this wasn't absurd enough. Unfortunately, one of these crossbows is ass weak right now. It's gonna have to get some upgrades. Dual wielding crossbows. Well, there's a crossbow in the game called the Avalon. It shoots 3 shots, and you can get multiple of them with some lock-in drop rate. One you can find in a box. I don't know what happened there. You're not dead. But if I get dual-wield Avalon, we shoot 6 crossbow bolts at a time. And that is absolutely devastating and hell on earth in this game after a while. Unfortunately, the Avalon doesn't have a very good attack power rate. It'll do a lot better with an infusion, which we will be using this enchanted infusion later, because you can see how it highlights a D down there. That gives it scaling, and eventually the stat scaling with enough int outpaces raw. Yeah, I think the Demon Hunter and Diablo 3 use dual-hand crossbows, though, that are designed for one-handed. I'm using 2 light crossbows, which clearly is a two-handed weapon, but the game don't care. It's like, well, if you can do it, I'm not going to stop you. Now, the downside to dual-wielding crossbows is the reload time is a little slower. Because you're obviously reloading 2 crossbows. Oh yeah, we gotta go make our buddy take another swim. We have that other bonfire aesthetic. If anybody happened to miss the Dragon Rider going for a swim, what you do is you burn a bonfire aesthetic, which forces the area into New Game Plus levels of mode. This puts us into New Game Plus, I believe. So everything is acting as if we're on New Game Plus here. And it also respawns our happy boss, the Dragon Rider, who I'm not going to shoot. He's going to take a swim, and I'm going to laugh, and we're going to have a good time. Because Dragon Rider he's basically here to give me free souls. And we're going to have a good time with it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some people like to do that at 6. I like to wait for 7. And, there he goes. He had to get that hit on us to, you know, send a message. He's like, you will not disrespect me this way. Unfortunately, for you, old buddy Dragon Rider, see you later. You don't drop nothing. He drops the boss soul, which the game automatically drops in your inventory. But what's important is the 36,000 souls we got for him taking another drink. Dual wielding crossbows, baby. Alright, we're at 10:30. I think I want to try to hit one more thing before the end of the night here. Just a little bit more effort on our part. We gotta keep oh, you won't sell me another Titanite shard, they're out. We gotta keep upgrading our off crossbow now. But I guess we can worry about that later on. We'll go do a little bit of a fun thing real fast before I start to close up here. Gonna put some of those poison arrows to usage. I didn't want to start up here. You don't always have to shoot both crossbows. If you shoot with just R1, you'll do the right-handed crossbow. But if you use L1, that's how you shoot both. These things have such pitiful health. This is better ammo conservation for me. I know you're back there. I played this game too much. Dual-wield crossbows. Imagine we could have 2 heavy crossbows instead. I got domed by a fire arrow. I disagree, that hit me. I was rolling, but Dark Souls 2 iframes are questionable. 4, because I'm screwing around. Alright, we gotta get going. Move. I got places to be. And this guy's not part of the plans, so we're just gonna run around him. Sad thing is all the deaths have been perfectly avoidable. I'm just getting lazy. Alright. I don't know where you think you're going, but I'm heading down here. Well, if you're in that much of a hurry to jump off the edge, I'm not going to stop you. So, about those poison arrows. We have our friend, the Flex-Style Sentry back down here. Now he got demoted to normal enemy. And we're just going to shoot him in this doorway till poison procs. Which should be this hit, yep. And it's just going to eat away at his health. So we're going to hang out here and watch that health bar tick for a little while. Because poison in this game is absolutely broken. Absolutely broken. Alright, come on back. Should take one more arrow. And there's poison again. Now we could speed this up. Just keep turning him into a pincushion with everything else I've got. The Blossom Kite Shield is the Grass Crest Shield in this game. Boosts stamina, regen. I'm not going to put it on. Because we're mostly going to be doing Power Stance from here on. Not really going to be much need for anything like that. Lost Sinner is Hitbox Nightmare. Debating if I want to do that tonight or not. We're already here. Yes, I would. I mean, it's not like it's really hurting me to go do. Heck are the explodey guys? There they are. I was trying to coax them out by falling into the water, because I don't want them exploding on me. Their explosion does an astronomical amount of damage. Yeah, like that. And of course, you know, they explode like that, and they just get up all well and fine. But this is why I wear the regen ring. Those little ticks of HP add up after a while. I wanted that Pharaoh's Lockstone that's in there. Well, I guess if we're gonna fight the Lost Sinner, it'll probably be a good point for the show, because this'll definitely be the last thing I do tonight. I'm apparently not alive. That's right, I died. So, poise break isn't really going to matter. I'd rather have stamina speed. And I guess if we end up needing it, the bigger life gem. I might not take too many shots at double crossbow. But this is one of the big four boss gatekeepers to be able to move on through the game. I don't want to get stuck in double crossbow reload animation unless I'm sure about it. God, I really hate fighting this thing sometimes. It's not that it's hard, it's that its hitboxes are fucking weird. Plus, with the room dark, you can't keep your lock on as far. You can light the way and light the room up a little bit by burning oil sconces. But you do that from outside with the Bastille key, and I don't have the Bastille key. And I really hate getting the Bastille key. Yeah, this really isn't a good fight for double crossbow. The reload time is going to be terrible. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Yeah, no. My arm's killing me enough as it is for tonight. Which is why I was debating whether or not I didn't want to do this. I'm a bit worn down for bad hitbox, the super boss. Of course, all those good souls are down there now, so... I'll give it one more try. This might be bow battle, honestly. Since the bows, oh god, I gotta pull the elevator back up. Good thing I noticed that before I stepped to where it isn't. With the bow's rate of fire being better, that might go a little better for me. The real issue is just staying target locked, because that makes or breaks bow fights. That, yeah, I'm putting the towel in here. I'm just, I'm done for tonight. We made fantastic progress, honestly. We're a lot further in than I thought I'd get for tonight. It's definitely time to put the fork in it for now. Yeah, I'm down to playing like crap. It's fine. We can just let it be for tonight. I'll continue this run. We'll see when maybe... Not Sunday. Sunday we're going to play Parasite Eve 2 for speedrun. But with the Seabow drop, for a 1% drop rate, that was incredible luck. I'm still floored that we see it. We gotta put the stone ring back on before I save quit, because else I'll forget that we have it. Oh, and what a night that was, honestly. Good progress, good start. We're already up to one of the top 4 gatekeep bosses for the night. Yeah, if you miss Parasite Eve, it's a thing, but the VOD will always be available. We might be able to bring down that 145-12 I have now that we can buy the Crystal Skull. And the Crystal Skull increases gun damage just by having it attached. So we could literally start the game with it now on replay mode. It's gonna be some changing event for us. Just also gotta hope that Eve decides she doesn't want a gas chamber. But I think that's gonna do things for tonight, and I will once again thank everyone for hanging out, for the channel point donations, and I will catch you all likely Sunday for Parasite Eve 2 speedruns on replay mode. Thank you. Have a good night.